I'm Nigel McGill. You know, one of the most listened to recordings of pop sax solos is the tune "I Will Always Love You" by, it's a Whitney Houston song, and the solo is recorded by this guy called Kirk Whalum. I think Kirk Whalum is an absolute legend. He was in Whitney Houston's band for a number of years, and he's recorded with so many different people, and now he's actually quite a successful solo artist doing his own music, but he really defined that kind of 80s, 90s pop sax sound. So a really important guy to check out. In fact, I was talking with him just recently at his show here in England, and a brilliant player, brilliant. And he played this tune as well. So this is a great solo to try and learn. It's quite complicated, but I thought in this lesson we'll break it down to easy steps and have a bit of fun with it. Okay, so "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. You already know it, I'm sure. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to play the solo right through top to bottom, and then we'll break it down to bits. So it sounds a bit like this. Okay, so there's lots of different things happening in there, lots of little bends and scoots, lots of growls, but I tell you what's interesting about it is really it's using one scale, which is a B pentatonic scale. In this, the original recording, it's in the key of B for tenor saxophone. So those notes on the B pentatonic scale are these: B, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. So it's really just those notes. Sometimes he sticks an A sharp in there or a B flat as well, depending on what the chord is underneath. But basically those are the notes. And when you really break it down, you think 5 notes. It's amazing, how can you get such a cool solo from just 5 notes? But that's the way it's done. Okay, so let's look at it bit by bit. We'll look at the first phrase, and then we'll look at the notes. Here's the first phrase. Okay. So those notes go like this. It starts on G sharp, with the octave key on, of course. G sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Then he goes G sharp, B, G sharp, B, D sharp. So that's 1, 2 side keys and your octave key at the back. So once again, G sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G sharp, B, G sharp, B, and then 3 D sharps in a row. And he does a bit of a growl and a bit of a fall off. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. And after that it goes. So those notes, D sharp, C sharp, then a quick B back up to the C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, B, and he does a little fall off, which is just a G, F sharp, D sharp. So D sharp, C sharp, down to B, quickly up to the C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, B, G sharp, F sharp, D sharp. Now Kirk Whalum's sound really, he uses quite a big vibrato, he's got a great gospel sax sound, and that's a really warm sound. So lots of vibrato here, lots of air support, and he uses quite a lot of mouthpiece as well, so he gets a really big fat sound. So try doing that when you're playing. So put those 2 phrases together. Here we go. 1, 2. Alright, and the next phrase sounds like this. So it's pretty simple really. He starts on the C sharp, he goes a quick D natural, so it's the first side key, back to the C sharp, B, B, So C sharp, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, B. Then it's just up the pentatonic, G sharp with the A sharp, B. Now sneaky little A natural, up to the A sharp again, G sharp, F sharp. So let me just run through those notes again so we're really clear. So it's C sharp, quick up to the D, back to the C sharp, B, B, lots of vibrato, big warm sound. And then G sharp, A sharp, B, sneaky A back to the A sharp, G sharp, F. So really slowly. You with me? And then finishes off sort of that half of the solo by going low A sharp, up to B, up to high G sharp, sneaky A natural, back to G sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G sharp. And you notice I'm using lots of the front B flats or A sharps in this. I just find that it works better with the notes the way the notes are organised. So for that A sharp, remember you use the one finger, your nose picker, right, this one, to cover the B finger and the B flat key. So let's try from the beginning of the solo right to that point. Here we go, you ready? Alright? So the next bit goes like this. So lots of the same notes really. F sharp, G sharp, B, high D sharp with a scoop up to another D sharp. And then he goes C sharp, B, C sharp, and he tongues those ones. C sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, D sharp, and then he does a sneaky, I think it's a D natural here, D natural, C sharp, B. So, F sharp, G sharp, B, D sharp, scoops the D sharp, C sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, D sharp, D natural, C sharp, B. Okay? Now the next bit's a little bit tricky. He goes up to high F sharp and then high G sharp. Now if you're not sure about the fingerings, they're on the PDF worksheet that you can download with this lesson. So I'll show you now, right? There's a number of different ways to play these notes, but I think the best way for this piece of music is to play it like this. So high F sharp is like high F, but with your bottom side key here. Okay? So high F, front F, C key, F key, octave key, and the bottom side key here. Okay? And then high for high G sharp, it's like this. 1 and 3. It's not the second finger, but the third finger. First finger, third finger, octave key. First finger, first finger, third finger, octave key. First finger, third finger as well down here. And then the middle key here. So it's a weird fingering, isn't it? 1, 3, octave key. 1, 3, middle key here. Sounds like this. And he's getting that real growly sound there. So he's sort of singing through it while he's playing it. It takes a little bit of practice to get those fingerings. But to put it in context, the phrase sounds like this. So let's go through that slowly. D sharp, that's the two side keys here and the octave key. D sharp, F sharp, that we just talked about, then high G sharp with a bit of a growl. Then he goes back to the D sharp, then back to the F sharp for 2 more of those F sharps. I'll show you a trick about that in a second. F sharp, and then D sharp, C sharp, the sneaky D, back to C sharp, B, C sharp. So all the way through, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, back to D sharp, F sharp, D sharp, C sharp, sneaky D natural, back to C sharp, B, C sharp. Really slowly. Now the sneaky thing I was going to show you is when you go back to the F sharp after the G sharp, to get that extra sort of sound that he's doing, you can do what's called like an overtone on that F sharp. Now really what we're doing is instead of just playing the F sharp like this, C, F and F sharp here, we're also adding the bottom hand here. So we're adding all of the 1, 2, 3 and the low C key as well as the F sharp. And what that, it gives it a sort of weird overtony sound. It sounds like this. Instead of like this. Can you hear the difference? Normal with the overtone. He does that, Kirk Whalum does that sort of thing a lot. So that kind of overtone thing where we're adding the right hand to a high note to give it that extra quality. Okay, so let's try that phrase now using our little overtone secret bit after the G sharp. Here we go. You with me? Just go through that slowly. It might take a bit of practice, but you'll get the hang of it. And the last phrase. So we know C sharp, sneaky D, back to C sharp, B, and then G sharp, B sharp, C sharp, B, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp. Did I say A sharp in there? I'm not sure. Let's run through it again. C sharp, sneaky D, C sharp, B, and then G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp. You might want to do a sneaky A up to the A sharp and then G sharp, F sharp. Alright, cool. So if you've got the music in front of you to work through slowly with this lesson, then you'll find that easier. But the real trick with this is to look at it slowly and steadily, work your way through the fingerings first, but also listen a load to the recording because, you know, Kirk Whalum's sound, it's an incredible sound, and it's made up of lots of little elements, little decorations, scoops, bends, little extra notes, things like that, a harmonic, extra fingering. All those little elements really contribute to his sound to make it sound amazing. So if you want to get that sound, you've really got to listen very, very closely and imitate it. So over and over and over. Okay? Right, let's finish out the lesson by playing this all the way through, top to bottom, and see if we can add in as many of those things as we can. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Alright, cool. Well, hey, thanks for running through that lesson with me. Good luck with practicing it. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. And don't forget, when you get it right, play it for a friend or a family member, have some fun with it, share it with somebody else. Alright, keep practicing hard. I'll see you on the next lesson.